There guys, today we're going to be making coffee in 3 different ways with the Mocha Pot, the French press, and a cold brew method. The Mocha Pot is a Italian method that uses fine espresso. The French press uses coarse grind coffee, and cold brew you can use almost any kind of grind coffee, you just don't want anything too fine. Today was my first day at my new job and I was super excited and super nervous last night, so I barely slept. So I actually need some coffee, so this is going to be as beneficial to me as it is to you, hopefully. Let's make some coffee, guys. Cold brew is one of the easiest methods of coffee that you can make at your house, and the best part is that all you need is water, coffee, and a jar. And you can make a large batch of it so that it can last you the whole week, and it's super easy to make and super simple. The measurements are 1 gram of coffee grounds to 15 grams of water. So using a scale, I'll measure out the coffee, and it came out to about 43 grams. And using my calculator, I figured out that I needed about 650-ish grams of water. And once I pour that in there, I'll use a chopstick or some kind of spoon to kind of just agitate and get all the little grounds wet so that this has a perfect extraction. Cold brew tends to be not that acidic, not that bitter. So for most people that don't like the taste of coffee, cold brew could be something that could be very good for you. It's very simple to make. Honestly, all you have to do is just leave this overnight for about 12 hours, no more than 15, and just leave it in the room temperature. After that, you filter it and strain it, and you have a perfect cold brew for the whole week. Let's make cold brew as fancy as possible here. We're going to replicate Starbucks' new and recent popular drink, the salted caramel cold brew. For that, I'm going to use the salted caramel syrup, about 2 ounces of it. 1 ounce I'm going to put into the glass I'm going to serve the cold brew in. The other half I'm going to pour into the half and half. Then I'm going to grab my frother, froth up the half and half, make it all foamy just like a Starbucks. I think I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? Oh man, I can't think of it. What was it? Oh, it's my fancy spoon. Okay, let's pour the cold brew into the other syrup. Mix that up a little bit. Add the fancy ice in the hardest way possible. Stir that up all fancy. And dump the half and half mixture into it, and there you go, fancy Starbucks cold brew made at home. And this was absolutely delicious. It was a little bit too sweet for my taste, but I kind of fixed that by just adding the rest of that cold brew to make it a little bit more stronger. This was amazing. French press is probably my least favorite method of making coffee. I feel like it's just overcomplicated and pretentious for no reason. It comes in 3 parts. It comes with a filter, then it comes with a glass that about serves maybe 8 ounces. And you want about equal parts of that. You want 2 measurements of 8 ounces of water, 1 to put in the microwave and 1 to put on the stove. The water that you took from the microwave, you can put it straight into the glass to keep it warm while you heat up the one on the stove. Once the water starts heating up on the stove, you can empty out this hot water that's in the glass already. Put about 2 tablespoons, this spoon came with that coffee that I got. Put 2 tablespoons of the grounds into the glass. Pour a little bit of the hot water on top, just enough to cover it, and just stir it up and agitate it for about 30 seconds. Once you wait about 30 seconds, you can fill the rest up to the top. And once you fill that up to the top, wait about 2.5 minutes. And you're basically ready to go. Make sure you keep it covered while you rest it so that none of the heat really escapes. Once the 2.5 minutes is over, you just want to slowly plunge down the coffee. Just make sure all the little grounds are on the bottom. And then you want to slowly pour it into a cup like this fancy one that I just got today at my new job. I got it as a gift. I was super happy about it. Once you pour it out, you can take a sip. You're not supposed to add any sugar or milk to French press. That's how it's supposed to be. So this is basically just hot bean soup. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of this. This is very bitter. Very strong coffee. If you really need something strong, this is it for you. Mocha Pot is probably the best way you can make espresso-like coffee at your own house. It comes in 3 parts: the basin, the filter, and the spout. Into the basin you want to fill in warm water, and into the filter you want to put in grounds of coffee. You don't want to ever pat this coffee down. You just want to slowly pour it in there and kind of just use the edge of the spoon to just kind of level it out, but never pat it down because that's just going to block the pressure. Once that's done, you can put that back into the basin, screw it on tight, use a towel because it's really hot, and then you can put it on the stove. Stove, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for it to warm up, and it comes up just like this. It's so awesome to watch this espresso being brewed. It's a little bit slow, it takes a little bit of time, but it's honestly some great tasting espresso that you can make at your own house. Once it kind of fills up, a little bit of air will flutter out on the top, and that's kind of just your signal to let you know that the coffee is done brewing. As soon as that's done, you can turn off the heat and just close the lid. Once your espresso is done brewing, the best thing you want to do is just rinse off the basin with some really cold water so the pressure offsets. Into the cup I add some sugar and the rest of the espresso. Stir that up a little bit, and on my left I have my Pyrex glass with warm half and half. Froth that up real good, and this is honestly the best way that you can make like an imitation latte at home. This is honestly so delicious. I used to make this during the fall time all the time. Now that it's summer, I just kind of drink the cold brew, but this is honestly just such a great way to drink coffee. Look how beautiful that looks. Well, there you have it. Coffee 3 different ways. You have the cold brew that is so delicious, and it doesn't really taste like coffee that much, and it's just so easy to make and just so convenient. You have the Mocha Pot latte, pretty easy to make as well for a latte. Delicious, very strong, has a lot of flavor. And then lastly, you have the French press that I'm not a big fan of, but if you really love strong coffee flavors, this is it for you. Now I'm gonna have my friend come over and try these out. And I'm gonna say he's not a big fan of coffee, the cold brew. He seems to like it. The Mocha Pot. Oh, he seems to like that too. And lastly, the French press. And it seems like he doesn't like that much. Well, it makes sense. It's just hot bean soup. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to make these kinds of coffee. But out of all 3 of these, I think something that you guys would want to enjoy is the Mocha Pot. The Mocha Pot is amazing. I got mine for less than $15 on Amazon. I'll try to put a link in my bio for that. It's such an amazing product. It makes amazing espresso. I think you guys would all enjoy it. Before I end this video, I want to shout out one of my favorite Instagram pages on Instagram right now, and that's D-Town Chicks. This page is amazing. It has amazing reviews of all these local chicken shops around Dallas, all the things that they're serving, the taste of it, the ambiance of the restaurant, the customer service. He goes into all that when he rates these restaurants, and these are such amazing reviews. So if you're ever in Dallas and you're wondering, what should I eat? I'm craving some chicken. Go on to D-Town Chicks, or go to Instagram and follow that account, guys. And also, if you want me to shout your page out, something that you do, an Etsy business, making cookies or making any kind of bakery item, any kind of small business, something that you want me to support on this page, let me know how I can do that for you. I would love to shout you guys out. There's so many creative people right now in the community, and I feel like everyone should have their voice heard, and everyone should be seen because of the talent that they have, and that's awesome. I hope you guys had a great time and have a great day.